Everyone, this is MJ from my paper journey. Welcome. And gonna try to do I wouldn't call it a tutorial, more of a process, step by step. Well, not every step, but I'm not gonna decorate it. This is for Marcia. She asked if I can show her how I did my trifold, the one that I sent to Jennifer from A Trace of Sparkle. Now I went ahead and made another trifold, but this time instead of using the small index cards, this is a small one, this is the larger size, and I think there's even some bigger than this. I haven't come across those, so these are the only two sizes that I have. So I wanted to show Marcia and anybody else that's interested how I did the trifold. Now the trifold that I made, if you notice, I used, it wasn't a doily that I used for the hinges. What it was a crocheted lace that it was in little squares. So then what I did, I cut every individual square and I attached it as my hinges for the trifold. And this is the one that I've made, and to be honest with you, I couldn't remember originally what I had done, since I didn't have the original trifold because they gave it out. But anyways, I made this one. These stickers are popped up. They're dimensional. They have the little foam. And I found these at Dollar Tree, and my son works there at Dollar Tree. This here is just a regular burlap trim that you buy in a roll, and it had lace. It had lace on both ends, lace on the top and lace on the bottom, as you see here. But I went ahead and trimmed the top lace off, and I just left the bottom part. And then this butterfly junk and journals and more, or something like that, is the name of this store at Etsy. This is where I bought these gold butterflies. I don't know if you can tell, I try to tone it down because it was really bright, so I put some bronze wax. It didn't really adhere well. Then I tried using distress ink, and it toned it down a little bit, but it's still kind of shiny. I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. This is the stretchy lace. Very simple. Made the pockets just like I did on the original. It's just I used different lace and different embellishments. Okay, and this is a tag that I made, that I decoupaged. And it was also made with an index card, like so. Okay. And then, like I did on the other one, I attached the straps for the tie. I put a butterfly to cover up the where the lace started, and of course in the front, whatever you use to decorate the front will pretty much cover that the end. So I just used several lace, and this is another piece of crochet lace that I trimmed and added, and this is some cheesecloth. Just simple layers. I like to layer lace, but I don't like to overly done, if that makes any sense. I like the shabbiness and a little bit of a grunginess, but I don't like too much lace. I love lace, but not overly done. Okay, so let me get started. Marcia, the simple steps of how I obtained this, or how I made this, should I say. Anyways, you're going to start with 4 index cards. Now you can, on this one I use the large size. On the one that I made for Jennifer, I use this size, the small size. So you start with 4. Now, what I did, if you notice in this one, I kept the red line, all of them in the same order, like so. Then you're going to take the 4th one and you're going to cut it on the small one. I cut 3 strips at 1.5 inches. You're going to end up with 3 of them, and there's oops, that's not 1.5 inches. That was 1 inch. Oops. Okay. Anyways. And then save the scraps because you can use it for something else. Okay. I just happen to have so I laid them down like this. So you end up with 1 inch by, I think this is by 3 inches papers, and I lay them down like so that I don't forget, because I want the pocket portion of it to match, like on the red line, the top part of the index. I want them all this, facing the same way. So I kind of line them up. But then what I do is I distress the top part first, because I'm going to be sewing around it. Just the top part first. So you want to, you can distress it after you sew it, but it's just kind of hard. You can do that after you sew it, just not when you glue it down. Then it's kind of, it makes it harder for you to distress it. Okay, so then what you're going to do next is you get each card, pocket card, or whatever you want to call it, and then you're going to sew just the top part, like so. And so what I do is I'm sewing. I sew, and then right as I get before the end, then I place the next card. And then I did that sort of to so it kind of matches where I left off on this, and where I start the sewing on the following card, and then so forth. And then and then after you sew that, then you just trim them. Oops, that one's coming undone a little bit. That's okay. This is just for demonstration purposes. And then, like I said, I'm going to face them all the same way, like so. And then you want to distress each one. Okay. So what I've done, when I go to the sewing machine to sew these on, what I do is, so that I don't forget which side is, what side I want the red line or the top part of my index card, and to make sure that I match my lines so that I don't end up with a pocket like this if I sew this part. Okay, so I paper clip every single one of them, like so. Okay, let me paper clip this one. Okay, and I keep the paper clip on when I take it over to the sewing machine, because it helps me to make sure that my little pocket down here lines up well. And so then what I do is I usually start sewing here, right above the right side of the pocket. You sew down, then the bottom to make the pocket across, and then all the way up, and then across, and then down again. But what I do is make sure to remove the paper clip to make myself clear. Okay, I usually sew down, and then I stop right here before I pivot my project. Then I get the paper clip and I go like this and I place it down. Then I sew across the bottom. Then now I know that these two ends are secured and it's not going to move on me, so I'm safely for me to remove the paper clip. So then I go down all the way to the top, turn, sew, and then down again. And you can back stitch if you want to. If you notice, I have the stitches really close, and I forgot to adjust my machine, but change the stitches to a little bit of a longer stitch. Otherwise, you might end up, this will may tear off because the needle will perforate the paper so close together, the stitches, that it'll tear the paper off. Just one thing to remember. So okay, so now you have your tags, your index cards all sewn, and I have these right here. I distressed the top, I sewed across, and then I sewed all of them all around. Now at this point, before you have a choice. You can coffee stain these before you make the trifold, or not. I happen to have them coffee stained on the one that I made Jennifer. These are not coffee stained because I've gotten a little bit lazy. So usually what I do is I'll distress the edges, and once I do that, I just kind of just lightly rub the my sponge and distress it like so. And I do that too to the back. Okay. And of course you take your time and You do all the edges. You do the front and you do the back part. Okay. And for time's sake, I'm not going to do these. So then what I do is I flip these over. I hold on to these because I want to make sure I don't switch these around like this. If you want to switch them, you know, go right ahead. I just want to make sure that I have them all going the same direction. Yeah. Okay. And then when you lay these down, don't put them so close together like this, because when you attach the lace or the trim, whatever you want to use, because you can basically use anything. You don't have to use a doily, though it looks pretty. You can use you know, this lace. This is a piece of lace, a scrap that I happen to have laying around here, but this comes in a row. I bought this in a row. It was all white, and I coffee stained this. You can use that as your hinge. You can use, I have some lace here. And you can use that. And when you lay these down, you want to leave a little gap in between, maybe like a 1/16 of an inch. Okay, just so that once you have this glued on, they'll be able to move. Because if you have them so close together, if there's not a little space in between, then they're just going to rub right against each other. Sorry, my doggies are barking. Probably someone's at the door. Or the mail lady. So that's what you do. Let's see what, I think this is the wrong side and the other is the right side. And then you just put glue. I'm just going to do it really quick, like just for demonstration purpose. And just lay it down maybe like a 1/2 inch from the top and then a 1/2 inch from the bottom. Okay, and that's what you do. Then you do all 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you can decorate the front and the inside. Oops, that didn't stay on. And you attach lace like I did here, or you can use seam binding. You can use the sari silk. You can use twine. You can use whatever your heart content. And you can either have this, the left flap down, and then the right side on be the top, or vice versa. Like in this case, I have the right side going down and the left side on top. And then you just, and then decorate it whichever way you want it, you know, what you have in hand. Everybody has different supplies, different taste, different ephemera. You know, you can put whatever you want. And, you know, you can decorate all 3 of them if you want to, or not. Here, I just put lace right across, and I didn't even cut the lace here. I didn't. I glued it on right across it, but I just make sure that there was enough way so that enough lace here that to give us some movement, so not really tight. And I use a sticker that this is a part of the same collection sticker that I bought at Dollar Tree. And it didn't have these little pearls. I added those pearls, half pearls myself. And then I found these little bows already pre-made. I got them at a thrift store, which I want to learn how to make these because, so I don't think they're that hard to make. They might be tedious. It's just that I want to have them the colors that I want. And it's kind of hard sometimes to find the colors that you like. But I'm going to try to learn how to make those. So I love bows. They're so cute. But anyways, Marcia, I hope this makes sense and that helps you to make one yourself. And you can use any glue. I just happen to have art glitter glue. I love the art glitter glue. I love Aleene's tacky glue. It works really well to adhere lace to paper. This works really well also. There's pretty much those two glues that I use when I glue lace to paper. I know some of you have the special kind of glue, but I hear that it has this really strong odor, and because of my allergies, I chose not to buy that glue. And since this is working for me, so I don't have a need to buy it. But like I said, you can even use, I have this scrap piece of lace. See, you can use that too. You know, I probably distress it a little bit to make it look a little more vintage, and then glue that on as well. And that could be your hinge. You know, or you can use a piece of doily. And glue this on as a hinge. So you can use anything as long as it lays flat and as long as you can glue it, you know, go for it. You know, it's just left, the only thing that's stopping you is your imagination, and you can just use whatever you have on hand. You don't have to go out there and buy anything. I happen to have these, and I do like to go to the thrift store and I buy blouses or dresses or little girls' dresses that have lace, and I wash them, and then I take it apart, and I use that as my lace. You know, you can use whatever you want. Well, okay, Marcia, I think I'm saying your name right. That's pretty much it. There's nothing complicated, but that's my process, and that's how I made my trifold. And the same way I made this one here. Okay, so I hope that helps you. If you have any questions, if I missed something, leave a comment. Leave me a comment and I'll answer you as soon as I can. And for those of you that are new, please like and subscribe. I am new and I'm still learning, though, and I am very happy and appreciative of all the subscribers that I have so far. I think I have like 67 subscribers. But when I hit 100, a lot of these items that I have shown you and on my other previous video, and even my little mini journal is going to be part of the giveaway. And I think instead of choosing just one person, I like to choose three subscribers, because I think one person, it just doesn't seem hardly fair. So you have to be a subscriber. You have to leave me a comment, but I'll let you know once I get to the really close to the 100 mark or the 100 mark, then I'll have my giveaway. All right? Okay, so thank you again, and have a wonderful day and wonderful rest of the week. Today's Monday, and I just got back from my mother's, so I'm a little tired today. But anyways, have a good week, and God bless you all. Okay? Till then, till next time, I'll see you. Bye-bye.